Hello, hello. It's Sunday, the sun is shining-ish, and I thought I would do another what I've sold video. So this is these are documenting my sort of return to sort of selling on eBay. So the first video I did a couple of weeks ago pretty much covered everything that I'd sold in that couple of weeks, and now this, yeah, it's started to pick up, which is good. So there's lots of stuff to go through. I've not covered everything. I've tried to only really go through anything that I deem to be at least vaguely interesting, and hopefully you'll agree. So let's get to it. So the first thing is this Battling Tops game. Now this actually was incomplete. I bought this for £1 at a charity shop. There was this box which was lovely, but it was missing one of the tops and one of the pieces of string as well. So I took an offer on that, which I can't remember off the top of my head, but I think it was 18. So that's something to look out for. I tend to find anything by Ideal Games is generally Ideal, Triang, those sort of brands. They're generally worth looking out for. So I'm pleased with this. So as I mentioned in my auction haul video, I got a tub of pin badges. There were about 15 golly badges, which I'm yet to work out what to do with. But the others were these 8 British Legion women's pin badges. So they sold for 35 quid. So I bought the whole box for the whole tub for a tenner. I could have sold them individually probably for about £5 to £8 each, but to be honest, rather than faffing about with that, I thought I would just try and get rid of them in one go, which I was happy with. This isn't particularly interesting, but it's something to be on the lookout for. So I paid 49p for a box of Triang train track. There's about enough to make about 8 lots of these up, obviously with different pieces. And I've sold a couple of lots now. So this one went for $13.95. I sold one for $14.95, one for $9.95. So by the end of it, I hopefully will have taken about 80 from it, which is quite good good return on investment for 49p. So not lots of money from this, but I bought a massive bundle of religious books from auction for £4. And I've done, rather than selling them individually, because none of them are really worth anything, they're not completely worthless, but they're not worth selling on their own. I've bundled them up into kind of Mormon, and there's quite a few Christian bundles as well. And yeah, the first one sold. I mean, they'll go for £2.90 postage. So after fees and everything, that will have wiped the face of the whole of the book lot. So that's great. I was pleased with this sale. So I think I covered this in a previous video, picking it up. So this is Regatta. It's a yachting board game from the 1960s. So it is old. It was in good condition. It was complete. I paid £3 for it from a charity shop and got $31.50 for it. I did put it up for $34.95, I think, and then I got impatient and reduced it. I have a feeling it probably would have sold for full price anyway, but, money's money. Yeah, so Sequence, I mentioned this, that I got this in my last car boot video, I think from last weekend. Paid £2.50 for this, and it sold pretty much within a couple of days. This was brand new in the shrink wrap, so it's definitely one to look out for. As I said in the video where I picked it up, it's such an unassuming game. You wouldn't think that would be worth any money, but people do pay for them. Yeah, so I sold my first lot of these CDs. So I got a big box full of brand new and sealed blank media. And for £4. So again, like with the religious books, this has wiped the face of the bundle, and then all of the sales that come in from then on are just pure profit. Not game changing, but all of this stuff does add up as it's selling, which is good. I think I got this in the car boot haul as well. This was 10p in the shrink wrap. I took an offer which I believe was 18, and that was quick in, so I probably could have held out for the full price, but again, I'll take the money. So this was an auction buy that I regretted at the time. So it was £6. Now, if they were all in perfect condition, I would have shot for a lot higher, but I've tried to capture and probably not done very well that actually pretty much every single one of these planes is broken. So there's bits of propellers off. As you can see on the underside, they're not all together. There's bits missing. And then in the box, you can see there's quite a few parts that have come off them. So I shot for $37.95. I think I took 35. Again, I think there's no point just quibbling over a couple of quid. It's so good just to... I prefer to have quite a quick turnover of stuff. And that was indeed. So that sold within, I think, 2 days. So I was pleased with that. Okay, yeah, so this was also another recent purchase. I paid £3.50 for Donkey. I took an offer of 36 on him just to get him out the door. But he'd only been up 2 or 3 days as well. So this was from an auction. I bought the job lot was a telephone which was smashed, a vintage thermos vacuum vessel, which I've got up for 30, an Aladdin pink oil can, which I've got up for $17.95, and this, and I paid £4 for the lot. So again, this isn't massive money. This just about squeezed into being a small parcel. Apologies if you can hear some scraping. My cat is just using the litter tray. So that was decent. I mean, that's again covered the face of wiped the face of the lot. So that was that. Oh, this is my favourite sale of the week, I think. So from the auction, I picked up a massive job lot of about 25 of these sheets of vintage buttons. I don't know what decade they're from, but they are old. So there's about 20 Japanese ones and then another couple of different types. So I paid £38 for the lot, and I put this one up just as a test, as a sort of gauge the price. I took an offer of 35 on it, but that's nearly covered everything that I bought. The whole of the rest of the lot. So what I thought I would do was then now try and stick a couple up for a bit more. So I've put one on for 40. So there's essentially the equivalent, as in the same amount of buttons, for $49.95. And then one with a larger amount of buttons for $59.95. It's not really had any interest yet, so it might be that this is sort of the biting point. But either way, that was a good sale. I'm very pleased with it. So we've got a tennis racket bag. So this was £4. I took an offer of 25 on it. It was quite scuffed, as you can see in a few of the other pictures. So not in as new condition. It's something I've never considered picking up before. So I thought I would take a punt on that, and it ended up working out all right. Not particularly interesting, but this was 10p. It was just being put into the reduced bin at one of the charity shops, which is notorious for being very expensive near me. So I thought I'd grab that. I didn't actually think I would sell it that quickly. It had only been up for about a week. I thought this would be one of the you get games that every now and again people do want, but they just tend to sit around for a long time. But that was a good sale. This surprised me. £1 from a car boot. I know some tarot sets can be worth quite a lot of money, but I didn't expect it from this one, if I'm honest. It's just because it wasn't really a brand. It was Russell Grant. It seemed like something you might get free from some sort of TV magazine, or like Psychic Weekly. I don't know. But yeah, that sold very quickly for full price. A couple more. This, I keep saying it, but I'm picking up stuff that I do expect to sell, but not necessarily as quickly or for the money that I'm asking. So I paid £2.50 for this from a charity shop, and it sold within a week for full asking of 35. So any kind of crafty bits, they do go well. I think the stuff this brand, DMC Creative World, some of the stuff does seem to come on a fair price. Not massive, but enough to make it worthwhile picking up. Yeah, terrible picture. I really do need to get my picture taking sorted, because at the moment I've just got a cream throw, which I sort of stretch over the sofa and then take a picture with my phone. It's not really working now. I mean, some of the stuff looks all right, but this didn't look great. But I bought, going back a couple of weeks, I bought a job lot of Nerf guns at a car boot for a tenner. So I've already sold one Star Wars gun for 33. I've sold one random one for 13 and then another one for 16. So I've already taken about 55 quid from it. So this was 43, and then I've got another lot, the last sort of the dregs essentially on for about 20. So all in all, I'll do quite well from that. They are really a pain to package though. This took a massive box because they're all so bulky. So I would do Nerf guns again, but I wouldn't, I don't know. They didn't excite me, and they were a hell of a lot of work to package and work out with the working and everything. I don't know. I like an easy life, but yeah. So this was quite interesting. So it was a Salvation Army board game. It was actually from a Salvation Army shop. It was £2. I couldn't really find anything about it, which, as I always say with board games, is a good sign. I think I tracked one down to Worth Point, which said it sold for about 7 quid on eBay. But I thought I'd take a punt, 25 quid. And that sold fairly quickly. So it's just a religious board game. I do find certain things to do with religion, they do tend to command a fair price, and this was one of them. So I was pleased with that. And then lastly, something that I just actually picked up. In fact, it was in the video that I made yesterday. So this was a brand new tapestry kit of a horse, brand new in the packaging. I think there was a thread missing off the side of that, which I only noticed because it was hanging off, so I snipped it. So I thought I'd mention that. That was £2.50. Sold pretty quick. Probably could have got a little bit more for it, but I'm happy with that. It's money in my pocket. So that is everything for the time being. So that was all interesting stuff for about over the past week and a half or so. I'll try and do one of these every 2 weeks or so, obviously sales dependent. But I do quite enjoy it because it sort of marks my progress. Everyone else gets to see, because I think everyone buys different things, don't they? I've picked up a lot of stuff that I wouldn't have necessarily considered until I'd seen it on videos. So I think it's always worth helping and sharing people where you can. So hopefully this is, hopefully this is interesting and useful. If you enjoyed this, please like and please subscribe, because I'll try and do at least 1 or 2 videos a week. Until next time, bye.